going to give you 6 tips to get you started on your journey to getting the perfect RV for you. Hi, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Paul.
And we just started our own RV journey this past, January.
Tip number 1 is, what kind of RV do you want? There are so many kinds. Class A's, B's, C's, travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers. From the high-end scale of millions of dollars that can haul around a helicopter to small ones you can pull around in your current car. There's so many different types.
And I've got tip 2. I would suggest getting out there to see the different types, because that's what we did. And found out what we liked, what we didn't like. Narrows down the search. And tip number 2, budget. What fits in our budget? You know, that kind of puts the parameters on it. And within that budget, what kind of supplies am I going to have to buy? Like what, Paul?
You've got so many different kinds of supplies. You've got distribution hitches. You've got specific RV supplies. You may need extension cords, 50 amp, 30 amp extension cords. You may need surge protectors. Don't forget the stinky hose.
Oh, can't forget the stinky hose. Water hoses, looking at different quality of all sorts of hoses, more than you'll ever think that you had to know about. So along with that, insurance. What is registration for your vehicle going to cost? There are a lot of hidden costs that we were not aware of when we first started getting into it. So it's helpful to make a list of those costs within your budget. How much is it going to cost you to stay? What are you thinking? And that leads us to tip number 3.
Which is your camping style. What venues are you going to go to? Where are you looking to go?
Yeah, and getting into this, I didn't really, I thought it'd be helpful for you to know right up front. You've got resort camping, that's more expensive. You've got what we really love are the Corps of Engineer camps.
That's right. You've got state camps, lots of federal lands, even a lot of locations have local county, which we stayed in Florida, as well as city campgrounds. So and private campgrounds, which run the gamut.
And you probably have heard of moochdocking, staying in somebody's yard and what that looks like. There's boondocking, which for us, that's going to be probably next year. Takes a little bit more experience, and you've got to look at your solar capabilities, etc. And you've got harvest homes, which you can stay for up to a week. So there's a lot of different places you can stay, and how much does that cost? So you want to work that into your budget, into your camping style. Where do you want to take your rig? What kind of sizes can fit in there comfortably? Which brings us to tip number 4. Go ahead.
That's a great question. What is tip number 4?
Tip number 4 is your camp wish list. This was really made it easy for us to decide on our choice, which we'll tell you in our next video. Click here if you like what you're seeing, and also click to subscribe. But tip number 4 is going to, do you have pets? What do you plan to do in your RV? Are you going to spend a lot of time in it? What about on a rainy day? Do you want to watch movies? Would you need Wi-Fi? Are you going to work in your RV?
Right. There's lots of different considerations. You need to take those all into account. That's one of the things we had to do, is we have 2 large dogs that one of the reasons we wanted to go RVing is we want to be able to take them with us. And when I mean large, while we're only 2 people, the 2 dogs make us 4.
Yeah, and it was really important for us to take our pets. We're empty nesters, and pets are our family, and it gets really expensive to board them, and we want to go away, and plus it's not fair to leave them. And so that was really helped us with our decision of what to get, the floor plan, what was on our wish list, where would they sleep at night, how would they get in the vehicle, the RV, etc. So that brings us to 5, which kind of goes along with the wish list, comfort. Paul, what do you like about comfort of a vehicle? Because everyone's different.
Having camped many times in my life, I like comfort. So I was looking for a mattress. I was looking for a queen-size bed, at least. We were looking for something that was easy to tow.
Yes, and so I like a bed. I've never been a tent camper. I could use an outhouse, that doesn't bother me. But the big things, I needed a comfortable bed. We also needed to have a place for the dogs to sleep at night, and we needed to be able to shut off a space easily so that the dogs would be safe if we were entering and re-entering, or if people were coming into the rig, so that they would have their own place when we would go out for day hikes. So all those kind of things, and comfort, what that looks like. And so now tip number 6, which, wow, this one I think is huge, and this was something I thought about right away. What is tip number 6?
Number 6 is safety. How easy is it to tow? Do you have something that can tow it? Do you need to go get a vehicle to tow whatever you're looking for? Do you need a towable because you're getting a class A, B, or C?
Yeah, because even if you get a class A, B, or C, you might probably are going to be towing something. So what does that look like? But honestly, we started out our journey and we were looking at class A's, and it was just too much over budget for us. And plus, I just knew that I'm never going to feel comfortable driving this rig. And I have a motorcycle license. I've done all sorts of things, but those are big rigs. And I've heard that in other videos too. Psychologically, you have to say, and what's my comfort level? Am I going to feel safe driving this? They're huge for me, and I just didn't feel like that was a good, comfortable way to go. And we're a partnership. I wanted to drive 50% of the time. I want to be doing everything that Paul's doing, and he's doing everything that I'm doing. So that made it easy for us. I did not feel safe driving those, even if I were to take a 3-day course. So looking at that, and I hear a lot about people being not feeling good about driving, backing up. If you've got a 30-foot, 27-foot, 28-foot, whatever it may be. But it's doable. It just takes time and practice. You got to get out and do it. But again, realize and accept that it's okay to say, no, this is not for me. And what do you think I think to leave you all with, we have those six tips, which will definitely help you narrow down what is it we want. But I think the most important is able to live a better life every day. My personal opinion is you have to envision, with whatever you're thinking about, whether it's just you or a team, a partner, both of you have to be 100% in, because it's too much work for one person to be in. And if you can't both envision yourselves, or if it's just one of you, that this whatever rig, RV, doesn't put a smile on your face every time you see it, even when the kitchen pipes go, or you got 5,000 more things to fix, then you need to stop and think about it, because it's expensive, it's a lot of work, and it's so worth it. But you have to be realistic, I think.
If you've got any questions, let us know. We'll be glad to answer them. Any comments, comment below. And we look forward to talking to you in the near future.
Click to subscribe and join us with our next video, because we're moving into what our next problem was and our first journey out.